Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Lofty N Scaler. I am the Lofty N Scaler, aka Curtis, and basically if I can build a layout, so can you. Today we are going to be talking about the switches and switch motors and how I'm going to put the servos into the foam. Hey everybody, so I had a video a while back ago on attaching a servo to a switch, and this is sort of at that point what I was thinking, except for this part of the foam here was going to extend to cover the whole thing, and then I was just going to set the whole thing down as a unit. But as I got to do it, I started wondering about how to make a template so I could put this thing down and make it fit in the right place every time to align itself with the track. And it started becoming sort of a pita to do. And so I came up with this today, and basically it's a 2-inch square, and then I would just cut out a 2-inch square and put it in there. I didn't like the results. So let me show you first of all kind of what transpired. Okay, so this is kind of like this. So this is the idea here. This would be my, of course, my cork roadbed. It's not glued down or anything. It's just there. And then this would go into here like this, and everything would be fine, right? Well, I have a hard time trying to figure out the exact position of this, and I had a template, but they cut it too big, and I just didn't really like it all that well. It's just cutting too much out. So I'm going to have to kind of fix this already to make this work. Basically, I'm just going to have to kind of put some of this stuff back and glue it in there, because I really don't need all this cut out. I just need enough for this motor to be cut out, and then I can drop this down in here and then make this level. So it can be fixed. I'm not too worried about it, but I'm not going to do it this way from now on. How am I going to do it from now on? Well, basically what I did was I got some aluminum channel, and I'm not going to use the Tam Valley brackets for the moment. If I had a hard base, a wood base, like plywood or something like that, and I was screwing those things and it's mounting to underneath, then that's what I would do. Basically, I'm just going to cut a notch in the foam and just slide this sucker right down into the notch. Okay, and then I can put the switch where I want, mark where this is going to go, cut the notch out, and then stick it in the foam. Here, I'll show you. Okay, so this is the second notch right there, and so this is my motor here, and then this is my switch. So the foam core is going to go just like that, or the cork roadbed, and then I'm just going to mount the switch in here. And so all I'm going to do is make a notch big enough for this foam for the switch machine. Now the switch machine is already centered. I went ahead and centered that before I put it in here. And I can shove this down in here, and then basically there it is. Right like that. And then I'm going to put a piece of plastic over the top of it. This is a piece of plastic, and basically I'll cut out a section here and just enough to cover that area there. Maybe notch it out so this area is covered too. So I'll get a piece of plastic maybe and just notch that out here, so I can do my landscaping and what have you, and not have to worry about getting stuff down in there. I'll still have to worry a little bit, but you know, that's the general idea. So, and then my cork roadbed will go just like it normally would. After I put the motor in, the switch machine, I would then put the cork roadbed down, then put the switch down. So, that's basically a quick update of where I've been. I've been traveling a lot this last week, so that's why I haven't made any more progress like I should have been making. But this week I should be able to make some progress. I should be able to get these switch machines done and get them all centered. If you are using servos, just so you know, test the servo before you install everything. The reason being, I had 2 servos that were no good. And so I had to throw them away. And one was already mounted in the channel. And by the time I hooked it up to the decoder, it's like, it was no good. It was like, going everywhere. And so I had to pull it back out and redo it all. But anyway, this is the way I think I'm just going to go. It should work really well, as far as I can tell. And we'll just see how it goes. As far as the decoder is concerned, the decoder is not going to be in with the switch. I'm going to be using the DigiKeys DR4024. Okay. Again, this is available from our sponsor, DigiKeys and Iron Planet Hobbies. Their links are going to be in the description below. This is a decoder which allows you to connect 4 servos, and then it has an auxiliary out that I could actually control the polarity of the frogs. So that's a plus. It also allows you to adjust the throw of the servo via the software. So in other words, let's say if I'm using, right now for my test bench, I'm using the Roku Z21. Just by using, you have a locomotive address of 9999, and then you have your functions off, function 1, 2, 3, and 4. It allows you to program the throw very easily. So once I have it tuned in, I've got the servo that I want pulled up, then I hit F1, I increase the throttle, and it increases the throw until a point where I want it, and then I turn it off, and then that's programmed to the decoder. And then if I want to go the opposite direction, I hit F2, and then I reverse directions on the locomotive and bring it down. It brings the servo back over to the other way to where I want it, and then I stop and turn F2 off, and then it's programmed. How easy is that? So I can stand here with my phone, because the Z21 uses a phone app, and I can use the software with the DigiKeys DR5000 too. So I don't even have to have a Roku Z21 to use their software. The DigiKeys is perfectly compatible with their software. So I can sit here and I can look at the throw. Right now I've got it centered, and I can adjust it any which way I want. So if I want the maximum throw or somewhere in between, it's no problem. With the DigiKeys DR4024, you can adjust any which way you want. So I'm excited to play with that, and we'll see how well it works. As far as this is concerned, this is going to be mounted underneath in a drawer. So I've got an idea how to do it. We'll see how well it works, right? So it's good in theory, but it may not be in practice. But my bench work is already low. It's like 20 some odd inches off the floor. So I really don't want to have to crawl on my back to get to devices if I have to. So that's an update. I appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon, so every time I post a new video, you'll see that I've posted a new video. I'll be back later this week. I should be putting the cork down. Everything should be good as far as that's concerned. Switch machines, I'm going to be working on that for the next day or so. And then to get all those little things mounted into the channel. I've got 12 switches just on this layout. on this section of the layout. So it's a fair amount of switches. So I've got a little bit of work cut out for me. Okay? So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.